Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ethan Hall, your go-to guide for everything here in Columbus, Georgia, as well as real estate. I am a local real estate agent down here, so if you guys need any help with buying or selling a house or just interested in what it's like to live in Columbus, please leave a comment down in the comment section below, or you can actually schedule a meeting with me via Calendly. The link to that will actually be in the description down below under this video. So if you guys need some help with any of that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. As for this video, it is going to be kind of a tour and kind of a walkthrough of Columbus, Georgia. So as you can see, I have a map sitting up right here of what all we're going to go over. So I've labeled the major highways and streets and things like that that you would need to know, and to kind of give you a base of kind of where everything's at, as well as the zip codes for the areas that we're going to be talking about as well. So if you're looking to move here, you can kind of get a good understanding of where the house is at if you're looking online and see a certain zip code, so you can kind of know exactly or generally what kind of area that house is going to be in. So for the structure of this video, we're actually going to be starting over in Cita, so we're going to be talking about a lot of the surrounding cities and little towns of Columbus as well, because that does play a big part into the city itself, because we do have a lot of things going on inside of the city, but there are also some attractions and places outside of the city that I feel like should be talked about as well. So we will be going over that, but to start this video, we're going to be starting over in the bottom right hand corner where you see that zip code. Make sure I get it right. 31905. That pink line that you see under it is Highway 27. That's going to be leading towards Cita, but we're actually going to start in Cita. So Cita, Georgia is a very, very small little city. Not a lot of people live there. Very rural little area. Really, all the towns up that highway are very rural, but Cita is the first one that you run into. Not a lot of people live up there. Not a lot of businesses or anything like that. They did just get, or not just get, but one of the most recent major changes in Cita is going to be the Dollar General market that they have up there, as well as a pretty sizable new gas station that they put in there that has some groceries there as well. There wasn't really a lot of places to go grocery shopping, mainly just like a little Dollar General. They used to have a little grocery store up there, but it actually ended up getting shut down. So this is the first time in the past couple of years that they've had a little bit of a place to go grocery shopping. Not a whole lot there in these Dollar General markets, just, you know, basic meats and some vegetables, maybe some fruits and stuff like that. But that's it for Cita. Not really that big of a town. Nothing too much to talk about. Just thought I would mention it since it is right outside of Columbus, and a lot of people do relocate out there whenever they are looking for a little bit more land and a little bit more privacy, because the land is, you know, readily more available out there than it is inside of the city of Columbus. So if we go down Highway 27 right there that you see, and we go into that 31905 area code, that is actually going to be Fort Moore. It used to be Fort Benning up until I believe 1 or 2 years ago. Can't exactly remember when they changed the name, but it is Fort Moore now. So that 31905 area code is going to be Fort Moore, which is one of the largest military bases in the United States. I believe it's either the third or the fourth largest military base. So very huge employer and a really big military presence in Columbus, Georgia. Now, as we move down this highway and you see exit 1, so exit 1 is going to be Victory Drive. Victory Drive was actually named after the veteran soldiers from World War I. Pretty sure, yes, I believe it was World War I. It was named after the soldiers for them in their honor. So that's also an interesting fact. And also down Victory Drive, if you take a left off of Victory Drive, I believe it's South Lumpkin Road, there's going to be an Oxbow Meadows Learning Center for Children, which is a really good place if you do have some children to go take a look at. They have a whole bunch of activities that you can do with animals and wildlife. They do like the showcasing of animals, like holding snakes and crocodiles and birds and things like that down there for the children, as well as some gardens and things too. Also, the National Infantry Museum is also down that road as well, that you're able to go to, which is a really big facility and really neat to go check out. Maybe, you know, once or twice, go with family if you're really into history and things like that. Definitely a good place to go to. And if you keep going down Victory Drive, that you see all the way towards where it kind of says Columbus on that map, that you can see right below that 31901 area code. So right around there is going to be the Columbus Civic Center, which is where we hold all of our big events. So lots of concerts and monster truck rallies if you're into those. We also have a hockey rink over there. They're building a $50 million stadium over there for the minor league baseball team that is affiliated with the Atlanta Braves. They're coming from Mississippi. Synovus is actually building this park back up. It's part of their renovation and revitalization plan, or whatever Synovus has going on with the whole uptown, downtown area of Columbus, Georgia. They have around $250 million into Columbus right now, through these two areas, with this ball field, along with what they're doing in the uptown area of Columbus. But we'll get into that later into the video. Also, off of exit 1, going all the way back down, we're not all the way back down, but about halfway back down Victory Drive, maybe a little bit more. You'll see they have a Walmart that's there, so that's going to be the major shopping center everybody goes to. Also, a good bit of hotels are off this road. And about Victory Drive, unfortunately, it does have a little bit of a negative stigma for, I won't say a little bit, it has a negative stigma for being a more violent or crime-ridden place in Columbus. The south side in general of Columbus is kind of known to be a little bit more violent and dangerous than the rest of the city. But with that being said, not all of Victory Drive is a bad place. I mean, with the bigger cities that are, all around the world and in the United States, there are going to be little pockets of places and portions of the city where you're going to see a lot more crime rates and a lot more things happening, and a lot more bad things happening to people. It is not this whole exit right here. There are a couple of areas that you might need to look out for. You can always go online and try to figure out exactly where that is, or where you want to move to in the area. But off of Victory Drive, as you can see, they have that 31903 area code, and in that area code is usually where a lot of military people will live. So they choose to live in this area, and there's also really lots of nice neighborhoods in this area as well for, different ranks and different things like that in the military, depending on how much money you make. So there's a lot of options for things in this area that you're able to, buy houses and live at. So this is one of the bigger areas for the military personnel to go to, since it is in proximity to Fort Moore. So that's why it is very popular. Also, off this exit, you have a good bit of fast food restaurants. Nothing too crazy. I think they have a Checkers, they have a McDonald's, I believe, maybe a Burger King, and I think that might be about it. There might be a couple things that I'm missing. Not a whole lot to do off of this exit, mostly just residential, but you do have places to grocery shop and things like that, as well as a bunch of apartment complexes if you're into that as well. Also pretty affordable in this area of Columbus, with it being below the median home price for majority of the neighborhoods down here. So you'll see home prices maybe around $100,000 to $180,000 down here. They might get up to $200,000 depending on what kind of home you're looking to go into. Especially in some of the military neighborhoods, it can get a lot more expensive to that, up into the threes. They are newerly built neighborhoods, so that's why they are a little bit more expensive. But as you can see, there is an going up exit, or Highway 185. See, the next exit that we have is exit 3, but we're actually going to talk about exit 2. They are currently building exit 2, and it's going to be coming off of the road of Old Cita Road, Far Road, like that whole kind of area right there is where the exit is going to be coming off at. And the reason for it, I think, is because there is a really huge residential presence in this area, and there's not a really fast-tracked way to be able to go to the highway. So this exit will definitely give a lot more maneuverability and a lot more access to the rest of the city for this specific portion of the city. And off this exit, there isn't going to be a lot of things to do, mainly just for the people that live in the area. It's really just taking an exit off into a major neighborhood. Right off the exit is going to be an apartment complex and houses and houses and houses and houses everywhere off of the main roads that it's going to be spitting you out off on. So off this new exit 2, not going to be a whole lot of things there. So we're going to go ahead and talk about exit 3, which is going to be St. Mary's Road. Now, St. Mary's Road is still a portion of the southern part of Columbus. So it still does have that kind of negatively stigmatized atmosphere about it whenever people think about living in the area. So St. Mary's Road, again, does not have a whole lot of things going for it whenever it comes to shopping and groceries and things like that. You have to drive, maybe 5 or 10 minutes to get into anywhere that you want to go shopping at or get groceries to. So a little bit of a drive, maybe a little bit more than that. There is a lot of residences off of this area as well, and a lot of military personnel also live off of this exit, just like they live off of Victory Drive, because it is in close proximity to Fort Moore. So I know a major road that people usually live off of is going to be Bunker Hill Road, or the Bunker Hill area off of St. Mary's Road is where a lot of the military personnel live, and there's also a huge apartment complex off that road as well that a lot of military people like to live in too. So again, this area is a little bit more negatively stigmatized for its violence, violent crimes, and crimes in general. But again, that is with every big city is going to have those places and those little pockets of crime. So you just have to kind of look out for exactly where all that's going to be at. You can look it up online and figure out exactly which neighborhoods and all that you might want to try to avoid depending on what you're looking for. And next, we're going to go up to exit 4, which is going to be Buena Vista Road. Now, Buena Vista Road is, again, getting a little bit more towards the center of the city. Also, a little bit negatively stigmatized. This is kind of the last area that has this problem that people in Columbus think that this city has whenever it comes to crime and things like that. So, Buena Vista Road, again, really big residential area. They have a neighborhood Walmart, I think, off this road, a couple places to shop, and they have a couple of fast food places, especially right off the exit. I believe they have a Hardee's that's right off the exit, a couple of apartment complexes. Living in this area, as well as the previous exit I was talking about, exit 3, all the prices for the homes are relatively the same. This is where they start getting maybe a little bit more expensive, maybe reaching up into the higher 100s and the low 2s. A little bit in this area, but usually stays around the same as the exit 3 and the exit 1, so Victory Drive and St. Mary's Road. Buena Vista Road is relatively the same whenever it comes to home affordability, and Victory Drive is a little bit better whenever it comes to shopping and groceries and things like that. But other than that, relatively the same. Lots of military personnel also choose to live off of this road. Not as many as exit 3 and Victory Drive, but they do still choose to live off this road because it is still kind of close to everything. And now we will move over to exit 6. So there is no exit 5. They were going to make an exit 5 but decided against it. So exit 6 is the next exit on the list, and that's going to be Macon Road. Now, Macon Road is whenever we start getting into the heart of the city. So a lot of people call this part of the city Midtown Columbus, and this is where we start getting into a lot of the historic districts or more historic looking homes in the city that a lot of people really crave and look after. So this area is really kind of highly desirable compared to the areas that we've mentioned so far. So this is one of the main areas that people like to live in Columbus due to the structure of the homes, and as well as proximity to a lot of places to go eat and shop and do things at. Off this exit, you have a TJ Maxx, a Burlington Coat Factory, a Publix, a Five Below, I know there's a Chinese place, there's or a Hibachi Grill is what it's called, and there's a Chuck E. Cheese, there's, I already said Five Below, there's a Beals, there's a whole bunch of places off this road. You have to definitely go take a look at it. And one of the honorable mentions, or one of the things that I want to say, or one of the shops off this road, is going to be the Black Friday store. If you've never been there, or if you've never been to Columbus, or never heard of the Black Friday store, definitely need to go check it out. So I believe they have on Mondays, it's like, or I forget which days it is, but they have a 50-cent day, a $1 day, a $2 day, and a $5 day, and an $8 day, or something like that, somewhere around there. Anyways, definitely go check it out. What they do is they grab a whole bunch of things off of like pallets. They order the pallets with a whole bunch of products on it from like Amazon and things like that, with the boxes slightly damaged or returns and things of that nature, and they put them all in these really big crates. And these crates, sorry, I dropped my phone. In these crates, they have all the products in it. And so in these crates, they can have really anything that you could possibly imagine that you might want. So what I got at that I think is a good deal, or what I know is a good deal, is those 5 packs of dog flea treatments that you get from Walmart that are like $80. I got one from there for $8. So there's definitely some value to be had inside of that store, and definitely worth to go take a look at least, to go see exactly what they have. And also off this road, you have the tallest building in Columbus, which is going to be the Aflac Tower. So John Amos is the one that actually built it. So he is the founder of Aflac, and he built this building back in the 1980s, I believe. And he actually also has a cancer center named after him in Columbus as well. That's right next to Columbus Specialty Hospital, as well as down the street from Columbus Midtown, or Piedmont Midtown Medical Center is what they call it now. So he is a pretty famous person here in Columbus. He is the founder of Aflac after all, and the story goes is that this was the Overlook District, or the Overlook neighborhood back in the day whenever he was around. And the residents were making fun of him and calling him names, or is how the story goes. And then so one day he told them that he was going to show them all one day, and he built this huge tower, and then he built a huge house on top of the parking deck, and it cast an overshadow over the Overlook district. So that's how the city goes, or the story goes. I'm not really too sure how much truth it has to it, but it's definitely a cool and funny little story that we have here in Columbus about John Amos and his construction of the Aflac Tower and everything like that. So next we're going to go up to exit 7, which is going to be Manchester Expressway, and this is kind of diverges into 2 parts. So there's 7A and 7B. 7A takes you, if I can stop dropping my phone, 7A takes you to deeper into Columbus off Manchester Expressway. You will pass St. Francis Hospital on Manchester Expressway. And since I just started talking about the hospitals with Piedmont Midtown before, so St. Francis brands themselves and markets themselves as the Heart Hospital of Columbus, and Piedmont Midtown Medical Center brands themselves as the Trauma Hospital of Columbus. So they recommend people to go to Piedmont for trauma and like gunshot wounds and car accidents. You break an arm, break a leg, things like that. And then St. Francis, more of like heart attacks and things like that, is what they market themselves for. There's also Northside Medical Center, but that is a very small hospital that does not have a lot of specialties. So that's not really the place that they advertise to go for whenever you're having major problems. But it is a hospital, nonetheless, that's open 24/7 that you're able to go to for maybe some more minor health problems and things like that. So again, down 7A, lots of places to eat. Their Lake Bottom area neighborhood is also off of this road as well. And there's lots of residences, lots of places to go do things, lots of places to shop. There's a neighborhood Walmart, there's a Popeyes, there's a Captain D's, there's McDonald's, Burger King. What else is there? There's a Arby's. There's an Arby's off that road as well. So lots of places to go eat, lots of places to go do things. Home prices in this area tend to be right around $150 to maybe a little bit over $200,000. Not a lot of apartment complexes off of this road whatsoever. Mainly just houses and things like that. And over off 7B, so 7B is going to be taking a right. So we just explored the left portion of exit 7. So next is going to be taking a right, going towards that Midland area that you see. So this is where we're going to kind of diverge a little bit. So we're going to go up exit 7, up Manchester Expressway, and we're going to talk about a little bit of things up there, and we're going to go ahead and talk about Midland. And then we'll come back to exit 8 off 185 to try to give it some, so you guys kind of follow along a little bit easier maybe. So 7B is going to be going towards, again, that Midland area. So this is going to be also called Highway 27 as well. And so in this area, one of the biggest things that I think is a huge waste is going to be the Peachtree Mall. So the Peachtree Mall has had some negative things happen to it in the past, and that's why I think people do not go there as often as they did before. But to be honest, this building is absolutely massive. Like, I believe if you walk all the way around it, it is a full mile all the way around it. So it's a huge building, absolutely massive building. And there's not a lot of people that go shopping there or do anything inside of it. Like, they do have a Dillard's, a J.C. Penney's, a Macy's, and At Home. Some big stores, a Ruby Tuesday, they have a tattoo place inside of there too. Lots of jewelry places, obviously, inside of a mall, as you know, the rest of the world has a bunch of jewelry places inside of the mall too. But really underutilized space and not a lot of things really happening in there. I really wish somebody could come in and kind of transform this place into something that everybody could use, and you know, maybe something for entertainment. Uh, Not really too sure, but definitely the most underused asset Columbus, Georgia has is this Peachtree Mall. I don't really know a lot of people that use it, but it is going to be on the left uh, off of this road, so it's impossible to miss. So also taking a right off this road, you have a Cookout, Burger King, lots of residential places. It's a little bit of an extension of the more historic looking homes that we saw off of Exit 6 in the Midtown area. So there's a little bit of the Midtown area, but just a small little portion of it. Also, Columbus State University is off of this exit as well. And Columbus State University has done a lot of things for Columbus. We'll get into that into the Uptown portion of the video, because that's really where they decided to make their impact at, is going to be up there with the artwork and the music and things. So going more towards up Manchester Expressway, you will run into an exit called Warm Springs Connector. Doesn't have a numbered on it, but it has the Warm Springs Connector on it. So what that does is that connects you to Warm Springs Road, obviously. So there's a lot of residences off this road. Not a lot of things to go do. Not a lot of places to go eat, at least fast food wise, off of this road. But there is, if you take a right off of that exit, Cooper Creek Park. I have a video up on the channel doing a tour on it. But Cooper Creek Park is a huge park, one of the biggest parks in Columbus. Flat Rock Park and Cooper Creek Park are probably the two biggest parks in Columbus whenever it comes to people going there constantly and doing things. So they have around 30 tennis courts. They're really known for their tennis center. So they have 30 lit tennis courts that are able to be used. The park closes around 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or something like that, I believe. But it is one of the biggest tennis centers in the southeast that they have over in Cooper Creek Park. So if you're interested in tennis, or they also have a pond that you're able to go fishing in, if you're into fishing. They also have trails, bike trails. You're able to walk on the trails, bike on the trails. Good bit of wildlife too, swan, geese, ducks, things like that that you can find walking around there as well. And going up more towards off this next exit is going to be Miller Road. It's going to be the Miller Road exit. This is going to be a lot of more residential area as well. A couple places to eat, as well as a really cool Asian supermarket that we have off of this store. It actually used to be off of Manchester Expressway or Armour Road area, but it is up here now, and it is a lot bigger, and I can tell you that you should definitely go inside of this store if you enjoy Asian food or Asian culture or anything like that. You should definitely go and check this out, because I have a huge sweet tooth, and they have every single last high chew you could possibly imagine inside of this store, as well as a whole bunch of other different kinds of candies and foods that I'm sure that you've never tried before. A couple of the drinks are really good. They have a lot of rice-based drinks. I know it sounds weird, but they are good, so you should definitely go try them out. There is I believe there's a Rainbow, but that's a clothing store, not the food market that we're used to seeing down here. And they also, I believe it's a food depot that they have off of this exit as well. And Ollie's is also off this exit, which is a retail shopping store that has discounted prices on a lot of its products. So similar to Black Friday, but not as crazy as Black Friday. They still have lowered prices and discounted prices on a lot of things that's cheaper than other places like Walmart and things like that, but not as good as the Black Friday store. But they are a lot more well organized and look like an actual store compared to the Black Friday store, which is kind of just a free-for-all in bins. So that's going to be really it for the Miller Road exit. There's a jail that's kind of close. Waddell Elementary School. I went to that elementary school growing up here. But that's gonna be pretty much it. The jail and the prison are kind of probably at least 5 miles off this exit, but there's really no other way to get there than to just kind of drive through the neighborhoods and then the roads and things like that. So next we are going to go over into the Midland area that I was talking to you guys about. So Midland is has seen a really big development over the past about year or two. They built a Publix and a huge kind of strip shopping area that the Publix is attached to. There's been a lot of those coming in the Columbus area as of late. So there's a Publix, an AT&T, a Tropical Smoothie, a Jimmy John's, and a Cinnaholics. So Cinnaholics, they sell cinnamon buns, and they are super super good. They have all kinds of things on them. I love Tropical Smoothie as well. That's also a really good place to go grab a bite to eat at. And there's places on either side of the Publix office exit that more stores are going to be going into, but we do not know exactly what those are going to be yet. They've built a Culver's, a Dunkin' Donuts. They've built a Synovus Bank, a new gas station. They built this little area called the Midland Downs. There's also a huge apartment complex that they built over here as well. So huge development over here. There's also a couple of new construction neighborhoods off of this, or over in Midland as well. So I'm going to be doing a separate video talking about those new construction neighborhoods that are over here, but they are over here starting around the $300,000 to $400,000 mark. So pretty expensive for Columbus, but it's always good to see some new inventory being built in the real estate portion of things. And so going past Midland, going towards that 31820 area code is going to be going over towards the Eupatoy, Geneva, Mock, Buena Vista area of Georgia, which is going to be kind of similar to Cita. There's a lot of land over here for sale, so if you're looking to build a home, this is definitely going to be a place to maybe buy a little bit more land and build with exactly what you need on it. Your distance to traveling to things like groceries and shopping is going to be pretty, a lot, probably, 30 minutes or so, but a lot of people don't really mind that kind of travel around here, especially whenever they can get a home that they like. So definitely a good thing to maybe look at or look forward to on the internet whenever it comes to properties and things like that over in the area. But anyways, we're going to bring it back down to exit 8 and talk about that for just a second. So this is going to be Airport Thruway. Columbus does have an airport called the Columbus Metro Airport. Not really too big. You can fly to Atlanta and other parts of the United States out of it. Not a lot of really big planes come in here at all. You might see some bigger planes whenever somebody flies, their big private jet into the city, but that is very few and far between. We don't really see that too much. Mostly used for smaller private jets. Also, a lot of the medical air evac helicopters and airplanes obviously land at this airport to pick up patients from the hospitals and transport them to other various parts of the state. So, and also off of airport, you have a lot of places to go eat as well. Lots of little fast food restaurants, and you have a huge Walmart supercenter as well as a Home Depot that is off of this exit as well. And there is an area called the Landings off of this road, and it's going to be kind of one of those strips that you see everywhere that people go shop at. My favorite barber shop to go to is actually off of this road called Blades 2.0. Everybody in there knows how to cut hair for sure. So if you guys need a barber, go see and try them out and let me know what you guys think, if they did a good job. They've always done a good job with me. I've always enjoyed the haircut and appreciated the haircut that they have given me every single time that I go in there. There's also a nail salon that's almost 2 doors down from Blades 2.0. So if you have a wife or a girlfriend, maybe she can go get her nails done or her toes done while you go get your haircut or something like that. There's also a Metro Diner, the Metro Diner restaurant, which is in this area as well, which is a really good breakfast spot that I like to go to. One of the best breakfasts in Columbus, in my opinion, is at the Metro Diner. So be sure to go check that out as well. And that's going to be it for really exit 8, I believe. The only other thing that I want to mention is that my favorite wing place is off of this road as well, called Wingmasters. It used to be a Hart's Chicken. Now it is a Wingmasters, and they are super, super good. Order them extra crispy. That's how I always do. They do have the smaller wings there, which I know some people don't like. They like the bigger wings. But this is by far my favorite wing place in Columbus. The price is good for what you're getting as well. So go check that out if you enjoy wings. And let's see, next up we're going to go up to, we'll just go up to exit 10. So exit 10, there is no exit 9, but exit 10 is going to be the kind of section where it intertwines with that J.R. Allen Parkway. So it's really just the exit for you to access the rest of the city more. So it doesn't really actually take you anywhere. It just connects you with other highways, but it is a major exit nonetheless in the city. So that's why it's on there. And if you were to actually keep driving straight north on that blue road, Highway 185 that you see, you're actually going to hit like Pine Mountain, Harris County, and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and just talk about that for just a second. So Harris County is one of the other super desirable places to live in Columbus or around Columbus, Georgia. So Harris County is a pretty rural area, and it is not a lot of land for sale because a lot of it has been bought up. A lot of places are not going to be opening up, like fast food places or grocery stores and things like that. They are very strict on what they allow up in that area over there. They want to keep it that rural and that wooded kind of feel. They do not want to really modernize it with a whole bunch of infrastructure whenever it comes to like buildings and things like that for people to go shop. So commercial buildings and commercial businesses is what they're looking to not be up there. So Harris County is, again, very desirable. The houses up there can really vary depending on where they're at. So there is a lake up there, Lake Harding, that you're able to live off of. So there's lots of waterfront properties that you're able to go there, and you're able to put your boat in the water and all that. So the homes up there can go, from $200,000 to multi-million-dollar homes. It's just really depends on what you can afford and what you're looking for, but literally anything that you could possibly want. Also up here in this area, you have Callaway Gardens, which I'm sure everybody knows about. So Callaway Gardens is a really big attraction. They have a man-made beach. They have a whole bunch of inflatable things that you can do, play on the water, jet skis, boats. They also have seasonal events, so pumpkin festivals, Christmas lights, huge gardens. They have like the most flowers in the world or something like that during a certain part of the year in one of their gardens, as well as one of the biggest Christmas light shows over here as well. They also have Franklin D. Roosevelt State Park, which is around 9,000 acres, which is up in this area too that you can go to. So lots of recreational activities and outdoor activities over in this area, which plays in part with how Harris County and Pine Mountain is wanting to keep their community. So definitely a good place to go check out, and definitely a good place to go live if you're looking to kind of have that style of living that they have up there. So let's bring it back down. So we are going to go over to exit 1 off of J.R. Allen Parkway. So that's going to be the top left, kind of next to Lake Oliver. And exit 1 is going to take you off of to 2nd Avenue, as you can see. So 2nd Avenue and Manchester Expressway is the intersection it takes you to, right in front of a huge Circle K that they just built a couple years ago. Now, as you're driving down 2nd Avenue, you're going to be going towards the Uptown portion of Columbus. And mainly on this drive towards Uptown, you're going to see a lot of residential areas. They have done a lot of remodeling and reconstruction of homes. It has been a really kind of dilapidated area over the past couple of years. Lots of shotgun homes that have just kind of been sitting there and wasting away. They have done a lot of new renovations and things, mainly off of 4th Avenue, to bring more people into the area. What they're looking to do is kind of bring a mix, kind of like a mixed use, kind of not mixed use, but a mixed living area over here. So you have people that are lower on the, the income chain, or not, not exactly in poverty, but in the poorer part of society. Then you also have people that have more, or are more wealthy in the area too. So it kind of balances everything out, kind of a balance of powers, if you will. And I think it's been working pretty good in the area. There's also a low income apartment complex called the Wilsons over here too. Um, it can get kind of crazy over there sometimes. Not too often do we see some bad things happen over there, but some bad things happen over in that area from time to time. But the rest of the area over here is relatively good. I don't really see a lot of things happening on the news, or I actually worked, or used to work. I'm currently still part-time employed with an ambulance service here in Columbus, so I do have an ear out whenever things happen all over Columbus, and I haven't really heard too many bad things happen in this area as of late. The only little maybe problem area might be the Wilsons, but I think everybody kind of knows that by now for the people that live here in Columbus. But as you go more down Second Avenue, you will see Mercer University, which is actually a huge medical school, if I can talk. So they should be pumping out some doctors, I would think, in the next couple of years, and hopefully they stay and get employed with St. Francis and Piedmont Midtown would be great, because one of the main things that is keeping us from being a Trauma 1 hospital and a lot of people having to be transferred out is that we do not have a lot of specialists. So like hand specialists, or eye doctors, optometrists or ophthalmologists, whatever you call them, neurosurgeons. I think we're down a couple neurosurgeons as well. So if some of these doctors could come out of this school and maybe be employed with Midtown and St. Francis, I think it would make a huge boon to the healthcare portion of the city. And with that being said, the city does not have a whole lot of job diversity. So mainly just the healthcare field, military, and like Thesis and Aflac. So really insurance, financial firms, Synovus, Fort Moore, things like that. So not a lot of job diversity, but if you do, or if you are in the medical field, or if you're looking to be in the medical field, financial field, or be a business consultant or an insurance with Aflac, then it might be the place for you to go to. Also, I want to just sit here and talk about the city for just a second. So in Columbus, it's kind of the biggest small town you will ever live in. So there's around 200 something thousand people here, and it kind of feels like everybody knows everybody, because everybody that gets raised here or gets born here, or whatever, I guess just stays for the most part. So, and it doesn't help that we don't have a lot of job diversity. So if you are in the medical field, chances are whenever you talk to somebody and you've lived here your whole life, no matter who it is, they know somebody that knows you. So it kind of can cause some problems here and there with some drama, but it is a huge small community, if that makes sense. Phoenix City is also in part of that too. Pretty much a twin city, almost the same city, just different states. People cross over the state line all the time and go do things in either city. So, but yeah, so keep that in mind if you do end up living here. If you do live here, it is kind of the biggest small town, or the smallest big town that you've ever been in whenever it comes to people knowing each other. Everybody seems to know each other and knows somebody that knows you, so it can get kind of annoying. It's also kind of endearing at times too, just because if everybody knows you, then I don't know. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I don't know. I like it. Just try not to, I guess, spill your beans to everybody. Kind of keep to yourself, and it shouldn't become a problem. So now we're gonna go more down the road. We talk about the Uptown portion of Columbus. So this is where we've seen the biggest updates in the city by far. So over the past couple of years, since 2021, we've seen maybe, I think there's about $1 billion come into the city with things being built. So back in 2021, we got access to the SPLOST, which is the special, the special local option sales tax. is what they call it, and they increased sales tax by 1% in Columbus, which is why we have a 9% sales tax. And it usually lasts 4 to 6 years, and then at the end of it, they use that money to upgrade infrastructure and things in the city. So they got $400 million from this splost, and they've built, or currently building, a new judicial center, and they are reconstructing a whole bunch of new roads. So off Buena Vista Road, the bridge over there, I'm sorry, not the road, the bridge over there is being rebuilt, has been getting rebuilt for the past couple of months. Hopefully it will get done soon. A couple of other bridges across the city as well are also getting built up too, and lots of new roads are getting paved. I believe new power lines and new plumbing is also being supplied under the roads as well. So always a good thing whenever we see those kinds of things happening, making it easier for people to travel across the city, as well as improving infrastructure so less things get taken down. I know whenever I was living in a certain portion of Columbus over in the Lake Bottom area, whenever the power would always go out whenever we had a huge storm. So it could just be a whole bunch of clouds in the sky and it just blows really hard and there's not even any rain yet, and you just hear a transformer just blow up somewhere, and now we don't have power for 6 to 8 hours, which is super annoying. But they have went and fixed those problems, so hopefully I do not currently live there anymore whenever they fixed it, so I do not know if it actually ended up fixing the problem or not. But that was a big problem for me, but they did recognize it and have hopefully fix the problem that's going on there. So again, in this Uptown area, we've seen a lot of development. So over off Broadway, there is a whole bunch of shops. It's like kind of like your main strip where everything's at. So they have a whole bunch of candy. There are two candy shops that I like. So it is Kilwins and Pop Fizz is the two ones. They're actually right next to each other that I love. There's an Indian cuisine place that's pretty good. Iron Bank Food Hall is a really good local business, and the Black Cow, as well as Hula Hands, is a really good restaurant. Also, if you keep going down this road, you run into the Historic District, as well as over in this area, you have the Coca-Cola Space and Science Center. You have the River Center of Performing Arts from Columbus State University. As I said, Columbus State University has done a whole lot of things in Columbus, namely in the Uptown area. So all the artwork and sculptures and paintings that you see are mainly done by Columbus State University students and instructors and teachers and things like that. So they've really kind of vitalized the area, or revitalized the area. There's also a company that you'll see driving around that's called Uptown Inc. or Uptown Incorporated in trucks and vehicles and things like that. And they are the ones that kind of maintain the downtown area, which is super helpful. So I'm glad that they decided to make a little organization to help that area down there. Also off of Uptown, they have the Columbus River Walk that runs around 22 miles or so. Haven't went the whole 22 miles, but I have ran about 10 of it, I think. That was way back whenever I was a teenager in high school. So really beautiful. Runs across the Chattahoochee River, obviously. There is a dam that we have that gets let go, and can raise water levels really high. They have a siren that goes off to let you guys know whenever that is happening. We also have the longest whitewater rafting course in the world. The levels of it, I believe, goes from level 2 to level 5. You can change what raft sizes you have to change the difficulty. As well, we have kayaking and ziplining. Ziplining goes over the Chattahoochee River, and kayaking is down the Chattahoochee River, along with the whitewater rafting and things like that. So if you don't enjoy the whitewater rafting and you think it's a little bit too dangerous, kayaking gives you a little bit more control over exactly what's happening. So there's lots of things to go do in this area down here. And what the new development they've been doing that's still under development right now is going to be what Synovus is doing at the riverfront place down here. So they've put, again, I said Synovus has put about $250 million into this uptown, downtown area of Columbus. So they've built a 14-story tall Synovus corporate building around 200,000 square feet, as well as a little strip that is attached to it. And on the bottom floor, or the street level, is going to be a place where you can open up a whole bunch of businesses, retail places, bars, things like that for people to go do. And there's also huge apartment complexes on either side of the road down there. The riverfront the Rapids and the Currents apartment complexes together, over 200 apartment units, and they start around $1,400 for the lowest echelon of the units that they have. So pretty high end, high luxury. They also have the Indigo Hotel that's off of here. That is also pretty luxury as well, and also direct access to the 14th Street pedestrian bridge, which overlooks the Chattahoochee River, which is a really beautiful place to go to as well. So this is a really huge, desirable area for people to go to. It's also right next to the main TSIS headquarters. So the people that live here and work at TSIS, or are going to be working at the Synovus building, or some of these shops down here on the ground level or the street level of the of this area, they're going to be able to live in an apartment complex, work right down the street. They can walk there or get an electric scooter or bike there or whatever, and then they can also go shopping and grocery shopping, potentially, depending on what kind of stores they open up down here. So it potentially eliminates the need for a vehicle and promotes this live, play, and work type of lifestyle that Columbus has been trying to enforce over the past couple of years. We've seen it up there in Midland a little bit, mainly down here in this Uptown area is where they're trying to really kick it off at. I think Synovus is really putting all of their cards into this, so we will see exactly how this is going to go. But I think that it looks great. It looks amazing. I think it's going to do wonders for the city, and I hope that people open up shops quick and decide to move in there, because I definitely want to go check it out whenever we see it more towards full capacity with everything down there. I think it's going to be a great and a fantastic place to be. Also in this Uptown area, promise I'm going to get off of this here in a second. There's just a lot of things down here. Very historic. We have the Pemberton House, which is going to be the location where the originator or the maker of the Coca-Cola recipe actually stayed whenever he was in Columbus. He got injured during the Civil War, I believe, and the reason why he actually put, if everybody knows that he put cocaine inside of Coca-Cola and it made people addicted to it, he put that in there to ease the pain from getting injured by a saber in the Civil War, and he eventually moved up to Atlanta, where he ended up cementing his company there, and that's where it stays now. But originally it comes from Columbus, as well as RC Cola comes from Columbus too. Believe it or not, we have a historic building over in the downtown area. It's a little bit outside of the area right here, but RC Cola and Coca-Cola come from Columbus, Georgia as well. Again, the historic district is over here too, and they're rebuilding Heritage Park over here. And it used to be a little place where people went to go take pictures and things like that. I actually think I went to go take pictures in high school over here at some point. But now it's going to be 5 houses that are going to be put over here in this district from the early 1800s, historic pieces, and they're going to be refurbished, rebuilt, and like new roofs, foundations, things like that. And they're going to be sold to the public, and you can actually live in a piece of history that they're going to be redoing. So it's going to be super cool. The HOA, as you can imagine here, is absolutely crazy. They don't let you do anything, but that's kind of what happens whenever you decide to live in a piece of history. So do what you will with that. Also, I believe I said there's Broadway, the Center of Performing Arts as well. So we have a lot of plays, a lot of symphonies, a lot of orchestras. Columbus actually has the second oldest symphony orchestra in the United States. So lots of history here in Columbus that people don't really know about. I do want to do a whole video talking about history and everything like that. So I won't try to get too deep into it in here, but again, I just really love it. So let's try to get off of this Uptown area, and we're just gonna go back to J.R. Allen to exit 2. So exit 2 is going to send you over to River Road, which is again a huge area here in Columbus whenever it comes to desirability and luxury living. So as you can see, there's Lake Oliver right there. So this is kind of like the Spring Harbor and Green Island Hills area of Columbus, and it is absolutely beautiful over here. So Spring Harbor is actually going to be a nursing facility, assisted living, and also a memory care facility that elderly people go to whenever they retire. It is the nicest one It could maybe be debatable with the Old Town Legacy Reserves over in the Old Town community on the north side of Columbus for how nice it is. But I think that this one is definitely a lot more well developed and a lot more options whenever it comes to living. So huge, huge, huge facility, huge retirement community. A lot of people over here that are like surgeons, business professionals, business owners, lawyers, things like that live over here off this lake, especially. Prices of homes can go from 200,000 all the way up to a couple million, just like how they were in Harris County in the Pine Mountain area. I'm actually going to do a drive-through tour of this area to showcase some of the homes. The reason why it's called Green Island Hills is because there are a whole bunch of hills, going up and down, but it is super beautiful. It gives kind of an almost mountainous kind of atmosphere whenever you are driving through it, which is pretty cool. Also, the Green Island Hill Country Club is here, which is an absolutely huge, beautiful golf course with full service amenities, anything that you can imagine here. So very popular area over here off of Exit 2 and River Road. Definitely very desirable. Really the staple of luxury living here in Columbus, but there is not a whole lot of things to go grocery shopping to or shopping in general off this road. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes if you take that Bradley Park exit, depending on how deep you live in Green Island Hills. I mean, you could drive down this road called Standing Boy Road for 10 minutes before you reach the end of it. So it just depends on where inside of the neighborhood that you decide to live at. But let's just go ahead and talk about Bradley Park Drive real quick. So Bradley Park Drive is going to be the next exit up, which is going to be exit 3. So there's exit 3A and 3B. 3B, if you take it, is actually going to take you all the way back over to the Green Island Hills area if you just keep staying on Bradley Park Drive. We have a private school in the area, Brookstone, and I believe the people that live over here also go to Northside Hospital or Northside High School. I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that a portion of the students over in the Green Island Hills area, as well as the Bradley Park Drive area, go to the Northside High School. I believe that is where they go to school at. Anyways, off this 3B exit, there's also going to be a lot of businesses, mainly healthcare. So like plastic surgery, private doctors' offices, primary care physicians' offices, things like that are going to be off of here. So really big healthcare quarters over here off of this road. I believe it's Brookstone Center Parkway is going to be the road that it is going to be off of. And exit 3A is going to take you to all of the shopping in the area. So you have a Target, you have a Fresh Market, a Petco, a Hibbett's, you have a Chick-fil-A, a Zaxby's, Chef Lee's, a couple of other, a dialysis center I believe is off this road too, a movie theater, Hollywood Connection. You can go play laser tag, go rollerblading, mini golf. Again, a movie theater is also in there as well. It's all in the same building. There's also some, car dealerships are also off this road too. So really anything off this road. It also connects to Whittlesey Boulevard, which has a lot of shopping over there as well. Really the main shopping area, but Bradley Park has a lot of shopping too. So that's going to be it for exit 3A and 3B. So exit 4, which is going to be right past that exit 10, is going to be taking you off onto Veterans Parkway, which is going to spit you out over into the Whittlesey Road area, or Whittlesey Boulevard area. And this place is going to have your Walmart Supercenter, your Sam's Club, your Dick's Sporting Goods, your Petco, your Kohl's, your Barnes & Noble. You have a huge movie theater over here as well. They're also putting not an at-home, but a Home Goods is also coming over to Whittlesey Boulevard too that they're putting up. It should be open pretty soon, but we have like literally maybe a mile of a building strip just full of stores going off of this road. So definitely the place to go to, and a lot of people go to go get something to eat. Any fast food place, any restaurant, anything that you could possibly imagine off of this road, it is the place to go to. Also, Sun Chevrolet is moving over here. They are located off of Manchester Expressway right now, but they're going to be moving over to the northern part of Columbus off of Whittlesey Boulevard, right across the street from the Wendy's, I think is where it's going to be at, or right around there or the Nothing But Bundt Cake place actually is where it's going to be at, which is I guess right next to Wendy's. but definitely one of the best places to go shopping and things like that. Really desirable place to go live. Lots of apartments are behind the Kohl's and the Dick's Sporting Goods. There's a lot of apartments behind there. Lots of apartments in general in this area. The more you drive around, the more you see them. Lots of residential places as well. The affordability in this area, there's not a lot of like residential areas. Really, just mainly off of Moon Road, which is going to be the next exit, exit 5 that you see off of J.R. Allen Parkway. As I said, it's going to be Moon Road. Really just connects a lot of the residential areas that are around the Whittlesley Boulevard or exit 4 area of the city. So also off exit 5 is kind of close to the Northside High School, as well as Old Town, which I had mentioned previously whenever I was talking about the Green Island Hills. So Old Town is another little area that's kind of similar in structure to the Uptown portion of Columbus, or the same kind of idea, I guess I'm going to say. So you have a whole community, a neighborhood in there, Old Town neighborhood of, actual houses in there. You also have the Legacy Reserve Old Town, which is where people go to retire, assisted living, things like that over there. And then you also have apartment complexes in here. You have a dentist office in here, as well as another doctor's office. You also have a learning facility in here for children, and you have restaurants. So you really have everything that you could almost need inside of this little community over here. And right across the street from it, they actually just built a Publix, a Starbucks, a Guthrie's, a whole bunch of other things are coming in over there. It's another one of those little strip things that are attached to the Publix with a whole bunch of other shops that can open up in there. So definitely another good portion of the city where people like to live at. Also, if you keep going up Veterans Parkway that you see right there, that's also going to take you that takes you directly into Harris County. Up Highway 185, you have to take an exit to get over there, but you just keep driving up Veterans Parkway, you will run into Harris County, right past, I believe, what's the road? Hancock Road, I believe. Right past Hancock Road, just keep driving up that road, and you will hit Harris County, and that is where it's going to be at. So the next exit is exit 6, which is going to be Blackman Road, and Blackman Road is an extension of the northern part of Columbus. Nothing really too much changes whenever it comes to home affordability and things like that in the area. They do have a Walmart and some places to go shop at too, so definitely if you're looking to not have large travel times, definitely a good place to go to. A little bit less congested than exit 5 and exit 4 because there's not a lot of the retail and things in the area that people from the other parts of the city come and go and shop to. So definitely you kind of get the same kind of feel, but with a lot less people around the area as well. So definitely another good place to go live at. And we already talked about Midland, Georgia, and we already talked about all of the other surrounding places. So my final thoughts for this video, I believe we covered everything. I know that it has been a long video. If you guys have watched till the end, I thank you. I think that I pretty much covered everything in the city. Whenever it comes to living in Columbus, I think that it is a really good city to live in. I do not know why people will decide to, shit all over it, excuse my language, all the time. But it is not that dangerous and not a bad place to live. People here just think that whatever's happening to them, or whatever city they're living in, or whatever they see on the internet that's involving their city, that's the only thing happening in the world, and it is the worst thing. If you look at all the other, I have another video up on the channel talking about crime rates and things like that too, so I won't get into it too much, but we're the same as every other city of comparable sizes in Georgia. I mean, we're not too violent, we're not too crazy, we're not nuts like people think that we are down here, and it's a crappy place to live, and it's super dangerous, and you're going to die if you move here. We really just need some entertainment, really, to be perfectly honest, to make this into a really big hub for people to actually want to come to. And that's why I said the things I did about the Peachtree City, or the Peachtree Mall, and also that's why I think that the Uptown portion of Columbus, where what Synovus is doing and everything, is really good. I think it's going to be super great for the city. So I think that people that want to come move here or looking to come move here, you definitely should. I mean, I'm not going to tell you no. I mean, I think that this city is a really good place to go, and if you decide to live here, you will love it. And the people here are, relatively nice. You have some mean people here and there, but that goes with everywhere. But Columbus is it's a great place to live. I love living here, and I love seeing that this city is taking a turn for the best over the past couple of years. We have not seen anything happen to this city in so long, and now the past couple of years we are seeing this city transform into something else that nobody really knows where it's going to go. But I think that too many things are happening, too many good things are happening in this city for it to fail, or for it to not have a positive impact on the community and bring more people into the city. So please, if you guys think that you would like to move here, hit me up in the description, in the comments, schedule a meeting with me. Like I said, Calendly is down below in the description. Schedule a 30-minute meeting with me. We can talk on the phone exactly about what your needs are. But thank you guys for watching the video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Turn on notifications to not miss anything that I upload. Like the video if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching. I know that this was a super duper long video. Anyways, guys, thank you. See you on the next one. Peace.